I took a minute to get everything unclustered and kind of organized here before we go putting the hubs together. Kind of give you a little better idea. Plus, this bench was a mess, and I can't work like that. So I've got laid out here all the parts that are going into these hubs: outer race, outer bearing, inner race, wheel seal. I'm going to be driving those in. I have this deal I got from Harbor Freight to actually drive the races in, and then you can turn them over and drive the seals in. If you don't have this, you can also use brass stock as kind of a brass punch. If you don't have brass, you can use a steel punch. Just be very, very careful. Take your time. Drive them in straight. Don't scratch the races or crack them, because if you do, they're junk. Case with the inner, they come separate, bearing race. The outer, you're going to have to buy another set or go find a bearing supply house, which you're going to pay more and get the race by itself. So be very careful. Be very careful. The races put in, then we'll grease back the bearings. We'll put the bearings in, then we'll put the seal in. I also have this grease packer. This thing is nice. Packing bearings is a dirty, greasy job. It's nasty. This kind of helps a little bit. If you don't have this, I'll walk you through on how to do it. Kind of a dry run without. It can be done without the tool, but it's a lot nicer to have the tool as well. Okay, so I'm going to start with the outer race just because that's the way the hub's setting. I'll drive it in, flip it over, drive in the inner race, come over to the other hub, which you can't see, it's out of the frame. I'll do the same thing. Then I'll pack the bearings, drop them in. Inner bearing here on the bench with the inner seal. The outer bearing I'm just going to lay on a rag and put it in on the truck so I don't risk dropping it on the way over there. Did you hear how the sound changed? That's how you know when it's drove all the way in. Plus it'll kind of hop a little bit. And I seem to have forgotten that my Chinkadero race installer, that's the biggest it goes. So with the inner being bigger, I guess I'm going to show you how to do it with the brass anyway. Very lightly tap it in place. Grab our brass drift. Work it in side to side. Kind of in a star pattern. Keep it straight. It does take a little bit of force. Kind of check yourself. The thing that's nice about the brass is, as you can see, it's hitting and actually going down the race, and you can see the slivers come off because the brass is softer than the race. There you go. There's our solid sound. We're good. Now what I do, pushing down on this thing is a bear, so I put it on the floor and step on it. And you'll see how I had the little fingers of grease coming up out of there. Then I just take the excess, smear it around there real good. Just put a light coating on the race. Drop the bearing in. Other inner in there. Try this. Yeah, see that sucks. Force the grease in between the rollers. Take the excess, roll it around. And just keep repeating while my hands are covered in this crap. I'll go ahead and pack the inners, or the outers rather. Let's roll this stuff in there. I told you, how to do this if you didn't have the bearing packer. Essentially what you would do is take a big glob of grease, put it in the palm of your hand, and just work it, just like this, until you get that grease going through the rollers on the bearing. It takes a little longer, it's a lot messier, but you're just going to scoop it and just keep working it in there. One other thing you want to do while you got all this gunk on your hands, spoon you out a couple palm loads of grease. Go over and we'll put some grease on the spindles. It's Tuesday now, and not that really matters, but we started this project on Sunday. Monday was a total waste because everything that could go wrong did go wrong at work, and then I had some stuff to do afterwards. So now it's Tuesday after work, and we're going to get busy and get this thing going. Where I last left you, we took and smeared the grease all over the spindles. That's done. We're going to drive the seals in, carry the hubs over to the vehicle, and walk you through putting them on. So, enough talking, let's get to work. Hub up. We don't have a seal driver big enough. We're just going to carefully tap them in place. Once you get started, just walk it around until it's flush. Begin by putting this on here. Follow that with our bearing. Make sure you keep plenty of rags around. This part's messy. And now, since I am ill prepared, I gotta get the nuts out of the parts washer. Good host would have had all this ready. Most good hosts don't have a day job either, so I gotta do the best I can. Sorry. So, like I've said several times before, but I don't know what'll stay and what'll go until I edit it. Your inner nut has the pin that sticks out. Actually, put this on first with the pin out. Start it by hand, make sure it's straight. Make sure you wipe out the nastiness from the you're just trying to clean out. Takes a little fiddling to get the socket to sit on there just right. On there by hand to start with. Just a hair more to seat everything. Give her a couple spins. Oh, that's good. Our washer. Remember the keyway? Mentioned earlier, keyway is on top of the pin this time. There's no way we got that one. That one. That's in place. Sometimes you do get lucky, I guess. One good thing about leaving this stuff set in the parts washer while it works. Now you just wipe it off with a rag and the crap just falls off. A lot nicer than standing around scrubbing it. I don't know who that parts washer was built for. I'm not what you would consider tall. It kills my back. Suppose if you're like my wife, 5 foot nothing with your tippy toes, probably be fine. We need to get our lift kit for our parts washer one day. Run it down by hand. Well, it's fairly tight. Lock everything in place. Like it. There's the flip play. Alright. While we're here, let's go ahead and put the drive flange in. It really doesn't matter. You can hang the caliper if you want. Already here, everything's in the parts washer. Let's put the drive flange in. First item. Drive slug. These can be a tad bit of a pain because you have to line up the splines on the axle and the hub splines. All I'm going to do is reach back here and hold the stub axle. die grinder. Sorry. Customers take precedence over the video. Videos aren't making any money just yet. We gotta have customers to have videos. One thing I like about these RPM drive flanges, this disc here is made so that it has tapped holes in it, and then non-tapped holes. The tapped holes are so in the event, say we break an axle, or we destroy something in the front diff, or even if we just want to go cruising around and we don't want the front locked in, we can pull the slugs out and use these tapped holes to keep the covers in place. They say you don't have to run these in all the time. You can keep them somewhere, but there's nowhere to store them in the Jeep, so I just stick them in here, run the bolt through the non-tapped holes, and then if I ever have to pull them out, we'll deal with it then. This big ass snap ring, kind of a pain, but it gets the job done. It's kind of a pain. We obviously had a water intrusion issue on this side. It came with O-rings, but obviously, they didn't do their job. I don't know. I don't want to run without the O-ring. I guess I just have to clean it up real good. See what happens. Clean it up real good. Try and get a good seal on it. These were extremely loose. There's what's going wrong. The O-ring does not want to stay in there. We're going to try to do something different. We're just going to have the same problem again. This time next year. Try cleaning this O-ring real good. I think I'm going to try cleaning this O-ring really well. And putting like some high tack on it. get it to stay in place. Second thought of ditching the high tack idea. I'm going to try coating the grease. I got to thinking with the high tack, I really don't want to glue that O-ring on there. Because this is not a permanent installation. See how the grease does. Much better. Alright. So the caliper on. Yes, the brake pads are coated in mud. Just going to do it again. And there you have it. Wheel bearing service on a Dana 60. Now this was an extreme case. More than likely your vehicle is nowhere near as neglected as this one. But kind of glad in a way, because it showed you some things that you'll run into on the extreme side of things. Ways to fix it. Like I said, I'm not 100% proud of the shape this spindle's in. But if it can last me another season, when I go do this again next year, which I will, more likely we'll replace it then. But for right now, it'll be fine. At this point, it's just a matter of doing the other side, which you don't need to see. Same exact thing. Tire and wheel, lug nuts, good to go. So, hope you learned a thing or two about the Dana 60 wheel bearing service. Remember, there are some things here that can apply to your Dana 44 as well as your older CJ, Dana 30, 27, whatnot. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Please like, comment, subscribe. Click the notifications bell to keep up to date on these projects. Last year was a total disaster with this thing. It broke every time I took it out. But hopefully this year it's going to be better, and you're going to be right there with us. Thanks for watching Rico's Garage. I'll see you on the trail.